This is an update video for what I have been up lately, as I have been absent from posting anything new for quite a while now. So aside from my main work, which shifts schedules and now occupies my entire week, minus the weekends, I'm going to be working back on my personal projects. What happened was that most of my last months have been dealing with my main computer system, which the power supply units decided to suddenly turn off one day and it never powered back on. Rendered my PC useless just overnight. That alone killed any momentum I had with a bunch of different ongoing projects. And during the troubleshooting process, the dedicated graphics card short-circuited, probably killing my old GTX 1050 Ti. The GPU from NVGA I was using to make videos and use on my main system. Consequently, I made the decision to buy a new, more up-to-date system and ditch this old one. So now my CPU is a 12th Gen Intel Core i3, I have 32GB of DDR4 memory, and my graphics card now is an RTX GeForce 3050 6GB. So I know that this GPU is the small brother version of the 8GB, but I wanted a budget GPU to not make my projects depend on luxury VRAM, and this one was better than my last one anyway, so it was a good choice for me. So I decided to spend more money on a monitor, so I got a 4K monitor, which is going to help me build projects inside of Godot to see how it reacts with a high resolution monitor, so you can configure shaders and textures to see how that is going to look like. And the last thing I need now is just a new monitor which has a higher refresh rate, so it's going to be a full HD resolution monitor but with a higher refresh rate, so I can test physics and process frame rates on the game development side of things to see how it's going to perform. So this is going to be also quite interesting for me to see. So this means that all the performance you see in future tutorials or projects and all the videos being produced, you can tailor back to this build, which I consider to be important as a reference point. So binary parts require time to research, some parts are faulty like the mobile and the PCI Express slot and the GPU being inoperable. So I had to return them and get new ones, all that kind of stuff. So disassemble the PC, reassemble it back again. They come on a run of the mill when you're building a new system basically. But eventually I finished building and set up everything back to what it was. Almost, that is, because mind you, not everything had a backup save. Especially if you use multiple different open source applications like me, setting a not always easy to back up and install back again on new systems, but eventually almost everything went back to normal. So finally now I have back a new operating computer that I can use to make more content for you and also to continue working on my personal projects. So projects wise, I experiment during some days learning how to draw SFGs in Inkscape. So the art you see on the channel banner and icon was done in a few hours inside of Inkscape, meaning these icons and resource now has infinite resolution because they are vector based, which is pretty cool. Something I think will be my go-to when designing and building UI for games now or applications, because it's much more robust system than using GIMP's destructive workflow like I was used to previously. Godot-wise, I started building a data management application for managing the famous Gamedev CSV inside of Godot, just like back on the video series. So this is almost the same like how I structured the previous video series without depending on any third-party tool. So I'm going to be building spreadsheets inside of Godot and using then exporting as game data for other projects. So the idea is to build a spreadsheet editor application to manage data type used in Godot projects, and because I want specifically some functionalities, I'm building one from scratch inside of Godot. Here on YouTube, as always, I'm changing the structure and how videos are going to be made and produced. Kdenlive also has been improved a lot, which is the software I use to edit videos. And I'm keeping an eye out on other types of video editors like the Olive video editor, which is node based, which funnily enough is going to use Godot in the future, which is quite interesting and exciting news as well. Godot itself has been updated a lot, a bunch of cool new features has been added, which is pretty cool to see. So about the future of the channel, I will see the new direction I'll be heading, because I want to redo the RTS series with a most simplified workflow and to have a better continuity throughout the tutorials so anybody can follow along. But I also want to start new projects. So yeah, always improving and evolving as we should. So that's all I got for now. Big thanks for all the support you guys gave me, all the emails and comments as well. I will always try to answer back when I have time. So if you have a question or a roadblock issue with your project, send to me some email or comments in a video and I'll see if I can help you out. For now, I don't have an official Patreon page yet, but it's planned. But at the moment, you can support me on YouTube by being a member. So that's all I have for you guys. See you on the next one.